What's up? I'm the Calcar 131, and this is my review of the KCI Polymer 30 round AR-15 magazines. KCI USA. Some of you have heard of it, some of you haven't. Some of you have probably heard about it with other people making fun of them and saying that they're total trash. That hasn't been my experience at all. I have now 6 of the KCI Glock 17 magazines, just standard 17 round Glock mags. They've done everything perfectly fine. I have a review of those that I'll link up here, but their Glock mags have been perfectly reliable for me. I've never had any issues with them that I wouldn't have in any Glock OEM magazine. Only issue with the Glock mags is I don't know what it's about them, they absolutely do not like my ETS cam loader. Normal OEM Glock mags, they load perfectly fine. The KCI USA mags, definitely not. So, when I heard that they were going to be producing some of these Polymer AR-15 magazines, I was pretty excited and I knew I was going to have to pick some up to check them out. They are made in Korea. If you didn't know, KCI USA makes all their stuff from Korea. I'm not 100% sure how KCI USA and then KCI are related. I don't think they're just two totally separate companies, considering they're both named KCI and they're both made in Korea. But in my last review of KCI products, their Glock magazines, I linked to the just standard KCI website. KCI USA commented on it and said they're not affiliated with them, so I'm not sure, unless they're both just made in the same country and they decided to use the same 3 letters for their name. I don't know. But either way, the KCI products, the KCI USA products that I have used before have been great, and spoiler alert, my experience with these polymer mags are just as good. They are, I mean, hell, just looking at them, you know, they look good. Yeah, that side's pretty clean. That sounds kind of dirty, but they look pretty damn good. I've never been really interested in the windows on magazines. I thought it was just unnecessary, in my opinion. But considering the price, and also I never got any because you have to pay more in general for them. But not with these. And that leads me into the biggest pro for these KCI USA magazines and pretty much every KCI product I've seen so far. They are cheap. I don't remember where I bought these. Believe I got these from Prepper Gun Shop. I'm not positive. I believe that's where I bought them. I paid $9 for these. That wasn't on a sale, as far as I'm aware. These, all 4 of these that I have, I got for $9, which is pretty cheap for AR-15 magazines. It's definitely not much cheaper than like a PMag or something like that, for instance, a Hex mag, but it's a couple bucks cheaper. And if you're going to be stocking up, that couple bucks can add up. Now, that couple bucks you save might not matter if they're not reliable, but these have been perfectly reliable for me. I have shot close to 2,000 rounds trying to primarily use these KCI mags, and I haven't had any issues. I haven't had any problems. There was one time where I had a failure to fire. I don't know if that was I think that's in one of the clips I can roll in here, but I'm not sure what that was. There wasn't even a strike on the back of the primer though. I picked it up after that clip was done and shot it again. It worked fine. But I mean, as you can see, I've ran him over. Just ran these guys over. The light is not very good, so I don't know how well you can really tell, but just ran them over with my Colorado. It's not really any serious damage, it doesn't look like. That's an empty one. I ran over a full one too. See the mud from where it ran it over, some rock chips on the other side, but all in all, I'm willing to bet these are going to work. It's one of the loaded mags I just ran over. Some mud on it, rocks underneath it, scuffed it up a little bit, but feed lips don't look cracked, so should run. Let's find out. Lock back. Ran just fine. I have done a Traxxas test on them. We'll see how it handles getting jostled around and tossed around on some rocks. Loaded with 28 rounds, by the way. Oh, I lost it. Thought I lost it there again for a minute. Oh God, I hit the camera. Sorry about that, y'all. Well, getting drove around, knocked around on a bunch of rocks. Looks dirty as hell, but it looks fine. What the hell? Right there, you might be able to tell. I can't tell if that feed lip is cracked. It kind of looks like it is. Which I suppose wouldn't be all that surprising, considering just got drove around on that a couple 100 yards total-ish. But another slight issue, I lost pretty much all my rounds, so I can't test it for that damn long, but I can shoot like 6 that are still in it. Alright, so once again, this KCI number 17 30 round polymer mag. Probably got a couple rounds in it. We'll see if it runs at all though. Like 4. But all in all, it's still random, scuffed up, dirty. I think that feed lip is cracked. Hopefully you guys can see that there. If not, I'll try to roll in a better picture, but it's either scratched or cracked, one of the two. And that was all I believed of the 17. You can look at it and tell it probably was done to 17. But it is definitely scuffed up, dirty, got some rock scratches and gouges in it. Still not sure if that is a cracked feed lip or if it's just a scratch from some gravel. But it's still running perfectly fine. So I don't really know what else there is to say, to be honest. They function, they're cheap, it's sort of subjective I think, but I think they look pretty good. They're durable. I don't know what else you can want in a magazine, except maybe made in America, which sure, that would be nice, but I guarantee you if it was made in America it wouldn't be $9. So if you're looking for some cheap Polymer AR-15 magazines, 30 rounders, you can definitely look at KCI USA. I bought 4 of them just so that, you know, some people might say that, oh, well, you just got a luck of the draw. You only bought one. No, I bought 4, and I'm going to buy more. And if I have any issues with them, I will, of course, make a little update video. But of all 4 that I haven't had any problems. There hasn't been any issues with them. So I think that similar to the way I looked at the KCI Glock magazines, I wouldn't necessarily use them for home defense. At this point, I don't trust them quite enough to say that keep them loaded up at home in a home defense rifle. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these are definitely very solid, very cheap, and perfectly suited for range use. Now, in the future, once I've had more experience with them, sure, I might change that and say, yeah, I think they're good enough for home defense use. But they're new. They just don't have the same track record that Magpul PMags have. And PMags, everyone uses them, everyone loves them, everyone knows that PMags are pretty much the standard. Fucking bunny. Might see a bunny running around behind me. PMags are pretty much the standard. And compared to PMags, so far, anyway, I haven't seen any areas where these lack. I think they look better than the standard PMags. The window PMags, pretty much the same. But standard PMags, I can't lie, I actually have kind of grown to like the window on them, especially because it doesn't cost anymore. Now, if KCI USA came out with a non-windowed version that was like a buck cheaper, a buck or two cheaper, well, I'd go with that. But they're like $8 or $9. So they're cheap, they're reliable, they're everything you could want in an AR-15 magazine. So if you're looking for some cheap AR-15 mags to stock up on before our government overlords decide we can't be trusted with our rights and try to strip them away, you could do a lot worse than these KCI magazines, in my experience. Buy them while they're cheap, stack them deep. KCI USA 30-round Polymer magazines, definitely get my thumbs up. I'm the Kakara 131, signing off.